Got a glorious battle here from Superb Fairy Wren and Boojilicious, Empire and High Elves. A pretty even matchup these days. Both sides have a lot they can do. These are some pretty unique builds, though. Reiksguard defending the Emperor, as they do in lore, but I don't see them very much on the field. I had an extremely brief love affair with Reiksguard. There was like a patch in the 2s somewhere. I forget how many patches were in 2, but patch 2.2 or 3, where I was like, wow, Reiksguard have really good stats. They're cool. And then I used them for a couple games. They felt incredible. And then all of a sudden, nothing changed. No patch came out, but just all of a sudden, they stopped doing any damage. And I was like, huh, these units suck. So we'll see how they do here. We do have, for the High Elves, Imric up on his dragon with all of his abilities as per usual. A front line of staunch spearmen. A mage of life, I believe, with regrowth and earthblood. There it is. And we have 2 dragon princes, one of which is the Fireborn, 4 Illyrian Reaver archers, and 1 regular Illyrian Reaver. Oh, we have another Illyrian Reaver off in the distance. For the Empire, looked like we had 2 Reiksguard, 3 Empire Knights, 2 Huntsmen, the Silver Bullets Handgunner Regiment of Renown, Spearmen and Swordsmen for a front line, a Life Caster with regrowth and earthblood. Surprise, surprise. And Karl Franz on Deathclaw with Gal Maraz, Reikland Runefag, and hold the line. Cool. The cavalry fight is going to determine a lot of how this game goes, and so far the High Elf cavalry is taking an extremely long way around that could end up hurting them, as their front line is left to defend itself while they're on their prolonged flank. Silver Bullet's still trying to damage the Life Caster. Pretty good target, because if you make her burn healing on herself, it's not onto Imric or the Dragon Princes. Use up some of that Winds of Magic and target somewhere quite a bit squishier. But she uses Earthblood on herself and the Spearman to try and help out things a little bit. The cavalry flank is coming in for now. High Elf Cavalry without Plague of Rust can struggle to deal with Reiksguard and Empire Knights, because without the Fireborn have anti-large, but none of them have armor piercing for Elven Cavalry. Dragon Princes get a free charge on the Empire Knights, though. It looks like these guys have not been activated just yet. They don't have attack orders, and now they're starting to run away, so they'll take a rear charge from the Fireborn. And that might be a bit of a disaster. On the other end, Empire Knights catch the Illyrian Reavers and are currently slapping them, while Reiksguard rear charge Spearmen. And looks like the charge went well, but the longer they fight, their charge bonus will wear off, and those Spearmen will start doing really good damage. The Empire used some of their cavalry to support the front line, so the High Elves are overrunning the back line, and just now some of these Empire Knights are rejoining the backfield to try and fight against these Illyrian Reavers and Dragon Princes and such. Big Earthblood from the High Elves hits all these units, and Imric is very far away. Where did you go and why? Whatever. It looks like the High Elves don't need him right now, as they're winning the backline fight. They're holding well on the front line, and the flanks are there. So far, so good for the High Elves. Imric is going to check out a Breath Attack at distance onto Huntsman, which does spread out the damage a little bit more, hitting that unit that is more... also spread out. Whoops, used the same term twice, but oh well. Franz is going to take a duel with Imric. If Lord of Dragons is not up, Franz will do very well. If it is up, he could be in for some trouble. There it is, 16 and 19 for his stats. Pretty bad. And even if he pops his buffs, they're not going to help him defensively. Now, the Empire is looking like they're grinding out in this back line. They are just attritioning the High Elves, because a lot of those High Elf cavalry are skirmish cav, with decent stats for skirmish cav, but still just skirmish cav. So 3 of them are routing in front of us. Another Illyrian Reaver is already routing. So the heavy cav of the Empire better in that bump and grind. And Imric actually lands in spears with Karl Franz here. And he pops Reikland Runefang Gal Maraz, but Reikland Runefang also affects these spears, giving them impressive stats, and it forces Imric to walk out. Franz is still after him despite being at half HP. He might not want that fight. Might not. Big regrowth for him coming in from the Empire. We still have 1 healthy Empire Knight, and then another healthy Empire Knight and a Reiksguard running about. The Dragon Princes, yes, both Dragon Princes are in the backfield here. They're fighting against the Reiksguard, just now receiving a regrowth already. But their Illyrian Reavers have suffered a lot of attrition damage from fighting all this heavy cav all the time. Franz went in for a bit of a snipe onto the Mage of Life. Looks like he is just going to go back in for it, but man, I don't know. Foot characters have always been super tanky, but the introduction of patch 4.0, they got tankier yet again because they undid a change they did in 3.1. And that makes the High Elves Mage of Life insanely tanky on foot. 40 melee defense for a cheap foot character, and then getting knocked over and not causing your damage is just brutal. Franz lands in, he misses his first attack, hits the second one, terror routs her, and he gets another nice chomp, routing her even further. Can he shatter her or kill her? Imrik's trying to stop him, but Franz just rolls through, and he even manages to rout those Lyran Reaver archers. He's taking big damage, but he knows he just needs to kill that caster, because if you kill the caster, like he did, you effectively cut like 50% of Imrik's health because he doesn't get all that healing anymore. So now the High Elves are in dire straits. They don't have healing, which is a big part of their game plan. They just have what they have left on the field. While the Empire is looking pretty tattered, while the Empire is feeling down, they're also firing off silver bullets into Imrik. Dragonhorn is popped for him and all of his High Elves brethren, trying to give them a little bit more stats. And Huntsmen in the backfield look like they're going to get run down by Dragon Princes, but one of the Huntsmen and the silver bullets are getting big damage onto Imrik, and Franz is just chasing him with his loyal Reiksguard right next to him, keeping him nice and safe. But Franz's heal cap is within sight. Silver bullets have probably fired their last volleys. The Dragon Princes charge past them? Okay, they are attacking them now. It was weird to see that. Didn't know who they were going for. Lyran Reaver's trying to shut down the Huntsman, though it is taking them longer than you would expect. Oh, those are Dragon Princes. Well, that's even dumber. That's taking them longer than you'd expect. Anyway, the Fireborn abandon the silver bullets and charge these Huntsmen instead, just trying to keep them on the back foot. The High Elves will continue to roll through this backline of the Empire. So the Empire taking big losses, but again, the High Elves, every second is ticking against them, because the longer the Empire has healing and they don't, the worse this becomes. Nice sandwich in from the Empire. Reiksguard charging into the back of these spearmen, trying to rout them off, while Franz keeps on Imrik. That was risky. The Reiksguard almost allowed him to take off, but Franz is still here, still fighting. Pops Golem Miraz, giving himself impressive offensive stats, and he's back on Imrik. Though chasing down a flying target can be hard, Imrik is taking a bit of damage. High Elves falling further and further behind as the Dragon Princes have routed off things. Empire Knights getting careened into by the Dragon Princes might rout them off as the other Dragon Princes roll down to get rid of these swordsmen. They really need to chain rout the Empire. And Imrik finally finds some friends getting through spearmen, where the Reiksguard are going to pile up there. And if Franz really wants to fight Imrik in the middle of his own spearmen, I'm sure Lord of Dragons is about up, and he could make him regret it dearly. Franz doesn't want it. He backs off, and Imrik is free and clear to do what he pleases. Another Earthblood for the Empire, though, really showcasing what we're talking about. Imrik has attack orders on the Jade Wizard, but he does not want to land next to Franz and these Reiksguard. We already saw how that went for him as he had to claw his way across the entire battlefield to get to safety. Looks like he is diving in now. No, he's just trying to avoid Franz, but he ends up inside of him. Franz has Lord of Dragons popped onto him, and Imrik's going to want the fight for now. Reikland Runefang countering some of the effect of Lord of Dragons, but still it's 74-56 versus 40 and 19 for Imrik. And Imrik even gets 98 melee attack from another use of the Dragonhorn, so he really wants to take this fight right now, and he is taking it. Franz's heal cap is within sight, so while Imrik has no more healing left for him, Franz only has a little bit more that he can even get, and there's an Earthblood to start that process off. On the ground, the Fireborn, the other Dragon Princes are bumping and grinding with the best of them. They do have supreme stats. They have Balthasar Gelt level stats, as long as their martial prowess, martial mastery actually, is active. Empire Knights getting pretty low. Quick tally of things. For the Empire, we have a pretty healthy Reiksguard and some Spearmen. That's about it. Then, of course, they have a healthy Jade Wizard and Karl Franz at 1/3 HP. Maximum possible is half HP. For the High Elves, you have an almost dead Imrik, a 1/3 HP Fireborn, and that is about it. Some other Dragon Princes too, I guess. They're extremely injured, but they're around. Imrik and his Fireborn trying to rout off some of these disparate forces. Imrik's getting away from Franz until he has his buffs again. Lord of Dragons specifically. He has no Dragonhorn stacks left at all. And the Lyran Reavers going to chase down silver bullets in the distance. They're so low they don't want to take a straight up fight, but they'll chase off stuff that's already routing. Imrik lands into his Fireborn, says catch this Franz. And then he starts flying on the ground, which looked a little fucking weird. But, yeah. Dragons are rebugged. Meanwhile, the Empire's state troops are doing great, and Imrik attacks Franz while he was on the ground and Franz was flying because reasons. And now these two are getting into a battle. Golem Miraz is popped for Franz, though Imrik does not have Lord of Dragons down just yet, so this seems an ill-advised fight, and Franz is currently kicking his ass. Imrik's still getting decent shots out just due to having insane stats. There's Lord of Dragons. This fight should not have been taken until it was up, but look at that. 1619 for melee stats. Imric is whooping his ass, and Franz is down to 1000 HP. Imric's still at about 1600, so he does have an HP advantage, but Earthblood heals up Franz. Another giant attack from the dragon, and this is for all the marbles. Imric staying just above 1000 health, and so is Franz, but Franz is currently getting healed up by an overcast Earthblood. Huge shots from Imric down to sub 1000 HP for Franz's heal cap has been nearly reached, and Franz is trying to land now. Imric's still probably going to go after him, and the Fireborn shatter off some swordsmen. Illyrian Reavers are here firing at Franz, trying to get him to rout. Other Dragon Princes killing off Empire Knights, and the last healthy Reichsguard are trying to charge into the woods, but they take a single breath attack from Imric, doing some decent damage, and Imric's back onto Franz. He gets the charge, while the Fireborn also get charges onto the Reichsguard. Franz is down to 91 HP, but he gets a dying hit onto Imric that routs him in all these spearmen. So Imric at 600 HP and falling is pushed off. Franz at 91 HP is also pushed away. The Reichsguard shatter off the Illyrian Reaver archers, while the Fireborn come back to get a rear charge on the unbraced spearmen to buy Imric a bit of distance and also catch these guys before they stop and brace. Bounce power is danger low for the High Elves. In the distance, they have some spearmen back. High Elf spearmen, not the Empire spearmen. Empire have 3 spearmen in different states of disarray. They have a very wounded Reichsguard who, their flag wasn't there, so I missed it, but they tried to charge the Fireborn. The Fireborn actually got the better of them, and the last healthy cavalry unit for the Empire is gone. Franz comes back. He got a little bit of healing, it looks like, from an Earthblood, and then he routed as soon as he got near the Fireborn. His leadership is positive again, but if he routs one more time, he will shatter. Imric is back as well with 500 HP. His leadership's holding for now, and the Dragon Princes are trying to charge their way through spearmen. Any unbraced spearmen are great targets for them to charge as long as they don't stay in it. Franz at 0 leadership. He rallies yet again. And Imric routs. What routed Imric? Something routed him, but he's back now. 5 leadership, but Franz sees him, and he might try and go over there. Imric's not going to rally in time, so Franz is going to get to him, but Franz has the flying bug where he's traveling really slow in air for literally no reason. Another bug introduced by patch 4.0, and he kills off Imric with a big shot and then dives onto the body for extra BM. Dragon Prince is trying to kill off the spearman, but Imric randomly routing while over his enemies dooms the High Elves, it feels like. Dragon Princes are going to run off swordsmen. That leaves 3 spearmen, a Mage of Life, and Franz. And Franz stays in the sky. He could be okay. I wonder if he'll randomly rout again. But if he can sit above the spearmen and pop Reikland Runefang for those guys on the ground and give encourage. There we go. Reikland Runefang plus 24 melee attack, and then hold the line with its more melee defense and leadership. He could really support this spear area and get through okay. Spearmen gonna take a fight with the other spearmen, and if they do that, the Fireborn and the Dragon Princes look like they're ready to dive onto those guys. They're being a little cautious of Franz, but I think honestly if Franz lands at all, they're just gonna pounce on his ass. And he is landing? No, okay, he's back in the sky, thank God. He should not land. He needs to let his spearmen do the work. Now the High Elf spearmen are a problem. Oh wow, Franz is fucking landing. I don't know about that. I'm so scared. Sub 200 HP, 130. He is going to shatter. That was a big whoopsie from the Empire, and he might even die, which will lower the leadership of these units. But terror routes are coming in for the Dragon Princes and Spearmen from Franz before he died. If those Dragon Princes aren't naturally routing, they can come right back. The Spearmen are actually routing, though. Empire has 1 loose spearman that maybe the Fireborn will go take care of. No, it looks like they're going to try and charge these spearmen as shields from 2 different sides while they are unbraced. Big damage on the charge. Loses about 800, 1,000 HP from that charge from the Dragon Princes and the Fireborn. But the counter damage is coming in now. Those Dragon Princes taking a lot of damage, and they don't have a lot of health left to give, but almost breaking that healthy spearman. The Dragon Princes instead rout. It is down to just the Fireborn. Can they do it? Can these elite knights hold? Don't know where they're going or what they're charging right now. The units that they're attacking are so spread out that it gets a little suspect at times. 14 leadership, 1 leadership on these spearmen, and the Fireborn are back out. Their spearmen are returning, trying to attack those guys. And if they can hold the spearmen in place while the Fireborn get another nasty charge, they could maybe rout those guys off. Another spearman in the way distance is trying to come back, but if Fireborn even get near it, they can rout it off, and then that'll leave just a Jade Wizard and the Spearman. But the Jade Wizard is so much of the balance of power. Another Dragonborn is back yet again. These High Elf Spearmen cannot rout or they will shatter, so that is a bit of a problem for them. But if the High Elves can clean up these two other Spear units... Ooh, but they don't have time. Yeah, these Spearmen are going to get attacked by the healthy Spearmen, so they need their Spearmen. Oh, and a Dragon Prince randomly routes for no fucking reason! Oh, you dick! Okay, this is a mistake from the Fireborn. They're routing off those other Spearmen, which is fine, but they're leaving their last healthy unit that they could use to rear charge these, the Empire Spearmen. Oh yeah, they just wasted their time, unfortunately. Just committed too long to those other Spearmen. If they had been able to rear charge these guys before they were braced, they could have done a lot better. And these Dragon Princes just keep routing. They're gonna shatter this time, leaving the Fireborn truly all alone. These other Spearmen are sitting still. If they can get healing from the Jade Wizard, if they can get their vigor back, this is over. And actually, army losses hits randomly on the Fireborn. Felt a little preemptive there. But army losses is a fickle mistress. For Superb Fairy Wren, 4,400 damage value on Imric. His Lifecaster did pretty well before she got sniped out. Dragon Princess, 3,200 and 2,200 value. Illyrian Reaver Archers struggled to pay for themselves. Same with the Illyrian Reavers, and his Spearmen did fine. What is the value there? 4,400, 3,200, so that's 7,600. And then that's 9,800 on 3 units. 9,800. Oof. For Boojilicious, Franz did great. Reichsguard did okay. Empire Knights did pretty well. Silver Bullets did okay. Huntsman did very nicely. And the Empire State Troops putting in work. 900 and 1,100 value for some of these Spearmen. God damn. GG. Roar. Subscribe. Yes, yes.